Hey guys, it's Simmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and we're here with the Wrestling Wrap-Up, a handful of news brought to you in one easy-to-watch video. Now, I need your guys' help a little bit. So, I got a new setup here with my desk and my microphone, as you can see. I got a new microphone stand, got a new stand for my 3 monitors, and I need to know from you guys how this looks. Does it look good? Does it look bad? What should I change? What should I do? This needs to get moved over to the camera, though. My angle's off just a little bit. Now that's really off. Let's go. Better. How do I sound? You know, all that kinds of stuff. I need to know from you guys, because you're the ones that listen. Do I look good on camera as far as... I know I'm not a good-looking guy, but I mean like the camera angle and all that. Does that sound good where the microphone is placed here? Does the microphone look weird right here on camera? All of that stuff. I want your guys' opinions. I may move the microphone over to this side so I'm more talking into it because I'm looking at the screen on this side. But anyways, with all of that, just changed some stuff up. Got now more space on my desk to work. My monitors are no longer on the desk, taking up space. They are elevated up above the desk, which is really cool. But enough of what I did over the weekend, changing around all my stuff. And I still got more stuff. I may change up the background stuff a little bit. Not the hats. The hats ain't going nowhere. We add more color and whatnot. But I do like that you can see more of the hats now, though. I do like that. I do like that with this new camera angle I've got, and it's wider, a little wider out. You see more of the hats up there, which I got to get more. I have now that I see it from this angle, like when I look at it myself, I don't notice that big blank row under. I need to get another row of hats. Anyways, with that, this is the Wrestling Wrap-Up. Like I said, a handful of news brought to you in one easy-to-watch video. We have 6 things to talk about. We'll preview Monday Night Raw and all that other stuff. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, which right now, you can go and you can get Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order completely free. You can go get a lot of in-game stuff for free, like for Grand Theft Auto Online, for New World, Fall Guys, Valorant, and so forth. But what never changes is they will always give you 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out over there with a super chat or a super sticker donation in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel by hitting that join button down below for as low as $1 a month. And you'll get early access to news, early access to non-news videos, early access to exclusive news videos, early access to podcast episodes, and so much more. You can also get the same benefits there over at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Patreon.com/PW Unlimited is the most direct way you can support us because, well, we make the most off of that. I'm going to be blunt. We make the most off of that. YouTube, Twitch, they take their cut. Patreon, they take a less of a cut. It's almost like a non-existing cut. But also, remember, you can go to the Epic Games Store and support us over there, whether you're getting V-Bucks for Fortnite, skins for Rocket League, buying a new game like Guardians of the Galaxy or Riders Republic, or claiming the free games like Gods Will Fall right now. They'll ask you if you got a creator code. And you do. It's PW Unlimited. Put in the creator code, support us, and everyone is having a good day. Doesn't cost you anything extra, especially if you're already buying a game. You don't have to pay anything extra. You just put in the code. If you're claiming the free games, it doesn't cost you anything at all. But with that, let's talk about some news, as one of the biggest stories that came out over the weekend had to do with Sasha Banks. Now, we had heard last week, I want to say it was Sunday, Sasha Banks was wrestling Charlotte Flair at a live event, and she went down with an injury. She had to be helped to the back. We assume, from what we've heard, the match ended short. They went straight to a finish. Well, basically, what happened was Sasha took an over-the-knee backbreaker from Charlotte Flair. Charlotte then went for the pin. Sasha kicked out. Referee immediately went to check on Sasha, and they went straight to the finish. So we're like, what's happening? Referee also did throw up the X. Now, Sasha had to be helped to the back, and then we heard she tweeted it out. I'm fine. Or I'm good, I think she stated. She said, I'm good. Well, we then heard going in the middle of the week that she may have had a leg sprain. Some sort of an injury, not super serious. Not sure exactly if she'd miss any time, but then Saturday. Let me pull this up on the screen here. The WWE did end up sending out this tweet. Get the proper screen. Oh, no. My stuff is messed up. Anyways, WWE sent out the following tweet stating, breaking, Sasha Banks is expected to be out of action for 6 to 8 weeks after suffering a foot injury Sunday evening at a WWE live event in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Now, when that news first came out, I go, oh no, sounds like Sasha's going to miss the Rumble. And then Sasha herself did confirm that right here with this stating, enjoy it, ladies, because when I come back, I'm coming back for everything. 30 women just got lucky. So Sasha Banks, unfortunately, will be missing the Royal Rumble. She confirmed it with that line of 30 women will be lucky. So, yeah, sucks to hear that the former women's champion is going to miss the Royal Rumble. I want to say this might be for the second or third year in a row, which is very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate that she is missing yet another Royal Rumble. So, best of luck to Sasha Banks. Hopefully she is only out for upwards of 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks, which make it 1.5 to 2 months. And if we hear anything else on Sasha, we will have it for you. But very, very, very unfortunate that Sasha Banks is going to be out. I thought Sasha could have been a front runner to win the Royal Rumble, to be honest. Sasha wins the Rumble, then goes on and challenges Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. I'm still wanting that big one-on-one Mania match between Charlotte and Sasha. I really do. I really still want that big one-on-one match between Sasha and Charlotte at WrestleMania. We've had Sasha, Charlotte, Becky. Everyone says, no, we need the four-way with Bayley. No. Yeah, you can say, well, that's been overdone. Sasha, Charlotte, we've seen plenty. Hell in a Cell and Street Fights on Raw and this and that. I think if you get just Charlotte, Sasha, WrestleMania, one-on-one, oh boy, would that be an amazing match that could main event a night one or a night two. And I always say night two is the true main event of WrestleMania. So for me to say that I think Charlotte and Sasha could main event a night two, whoo. Oh man, the possibilities, and it's still a possibility. It's still a possibility because she's not expected to miss Mania. They just got to get there a different way, and unfortunately, it's not going to be with a Rumble win, so they're not going to be like the main event. But again, hopefully everything is all right. Interesting that they said foot injury because the way she landed coming off of that move from Charlotte looked more leg knee-ish. And the word going around backstage was leg sprain. But all in all, in the end, it's a foot injury. Sasha is out with a foot injury. Now, speaking of the Royal Rumble, talking about WWE's Royal Rumble coming up. WWE's Royal Rumble, we may just call it Forbidden Rumble. Because the forbidden door has been opened for the Royal Rumble. WWE announced, I want to say, 19 women for the Women's Royal Rumble match coming up on January 29th. They announced 18 women plus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. In announcing those 18 women, though, they announced Mickie James. And I'm like, okay, cool, Mickie. That's a name I wasn't expecting whatsoever. But then WWE would go one step further, and actually state the current Impact Knockouts World Champion, Mickie James. They would then tweet, current Impact Knockouts World Champion Mickie James will be in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble. Impact would put up a post about it, tweet about it. Scott D'Amore, who basically runs Impact, put up a post about it, tweeted about it, saying that I give Mickie James, or we at Impact give Mickie James our blessing to walk into the WWE Royal Rumble, the Impact Knockouts World Championship. And I'm like, oh, what the hell is going on here? And then a lot of people go, oh, okay. Mickie's not actually signed to Impact. She's going to lose the title to Deonna Purrazzo at Hard to Kill, and then she's not going to actually walk in as the champion. Ha ha, hoo, they fooled us all. That's not the case. Now, spoiler, if you haven't seen Hard to Kill, but it was 2 nights ago, so fuck the spoilers. Mickie's still the champion. Mickie and Deonna main evented Hard to Kill in a street fight, which I think we're getting a little too many street fights in wrestling right now. I mean, Impact has done, AEW has done street fights the last 2 weeks on Rampage. WWE did a street fight this past Friday with the New Day and the Usos. And then Impact had multiple hardcore street fight matches at Hard to Kill. So it's like, I think wrestling's a little doing too much with the hardcore. Not the hardcore, but the street fight thing. But anyways, Mickie retained the title. Mickie, as of right now, and no spoilers here, but from the TV tapings, is still the champion. They filmed television yesterday, Impact, and Mickey's still the champion coming out of those tapings. So that means Mickie, and something could happen to change this, but I'm pretty certain Mickie James will in fact be walking in to the Women's Royal Rumble match as the champion. Now the big question is, does she walk in with the belt? I don't know. But here's something else that's pretty interesting, courtesy of WrestleVotes this morning. WrestleVotes tweeted out the following. Had more than one source this weekend, without me directly asking, state they believe WWE will try for a, quote, unexpected Forbidden Door entrant from the Men's Royal Rumble. Personally, I'm skeptical it happens, but I can confirm WWE is at least open to the idea, which is exciting enough. And I'm like, huh? Who? Is it somebody from Impact? Is it somebody from New Japan? Is it somebody from Ring of Honor? Is it somebody from AEW? I don't know. But it's crazy to think that they're bringing in Mickie. Now, granted, Mickie is the champion in Impact, but she's not signed anywhere. Mickie is not exclusively signed to any company. So is that what they're going to do? Bring in somebody not exclusively signed? If that's the route, then we get somebody like a Matt Cardona maybe. Now, if they get a Matt Cardona, do they call him Matt Cardona? Or do they call him Zack Ryder? Does he play his new independent run theme song? Or do we get O-Radio? But do they go to a company with people signed and say, hey, we want to use X, we want to use Z, we want to use Y? Do they go to maybe a Jonathan Gresham and say, you're the champion in Ring of Honor, we want you to be in our Royal Rumble? We know you're not signed to Ring of Honor, so you as the champion come in, work the match, exposure for all. I don't know, but it is interesting that WWE has already announced a Forbidden Door thing in the Women's Rumble with Mickie James, and now they're contemplating doing it in the Men's Rumble as well. Whew. Very interesting. I don't really know what to think about it, because the possibilities, and this is a overused cliche, the possibilities are endless, if you know what I mean. So we'll follow the story. We'll see how it goes. And if we find out that, yeah, somebody from another wrestling company is going to be in the Men's Rumble, fuck it. Hey, you've already got Mickie James, the Impact Knockouts champion. Give me Moose, the Impact World champion. Give me Moose. We know WWE was interested in Moose before he re-signed with Impact anyways. So give me Moose. But if we hear anything more about this, talk about it. Now going forward, speaking of champions, unfortunately, one champion in WWE is out with an injury right now, and that is the current Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, Shinsuke's, I guess you can call him sidekick, or in a funnier term, opening act, because he opens up the entrance for Nakamura. Rick Boogs was on Out of Character with Ryan Satin for Fox Sports and talked that Nakamura is actually not cleared right now due to a hand injury, as Boogs stated the following. I think it's inevitable that it happens. Talking about his singles run. I'm not looking to rush it by any means, because I feel like me and Shin have not even scratched the surface yet of what we can do together. Combining our forces, we're just getting cooking here. We've only had a couple of tag matches together, and he suffered a hand injury that has kept him out for close to 2 months now, it seems like. I'm looking forward to him being healthy and cleared so we can kick some tail. From there, down the road, we'll branch off, but I'm in no rush with that. With that, unfortunately, Shinsuke Nakamura is not cleared to compete right now. He is out with a hand injury, and now that makes a lot of sense for last week's SmackDown, why Boogs had to take on Sammy instead of Sammy getting his title match. We all thought, oh, Sammy's got to run through Boogs first, even though he won that number one contenders battle royal thing, or gauntlet, or whatever it was. But what I didn't like was that Sammy lost. What I didn't like was that Sammy lost to Boogs. That shouldn't have happened. You want to make a number one contender. You want to build up a number one contender to look like a strong challenger for your champion. Not, oh, he's in there having a good match and he just gets caught and lost. He gets beat. No, that is not how you build up a champion or a challenger for a championship. So, all the best to Shinsuke Nakamura. He did not state, Boogs that is, did not state how severe the injury is or how much longer he thinks Nakamura will be out. And I don't think that's here for him to say anyways. So hopefully Nakamura's not out too much longer. Maybe we get Sammy and Shin at Rumble for the title or on a SmackDown right after. So all the best to Shinsuke Nakamura, who is currently out of action with a hand injury. Speaking of last week's Friday night SmackDown, something interesting happened before SmackDown went on the air. I'm going to pull this image up right here from Kyle Gillard on Twitter. Kyle Gillard here tweeted out this image, or these images, showing Pete Dunne and Tommaso Ciampa. Yes, Pete Dunne and Tommaso Ciampa worked a dark match before last Friday's Friday Night SmackDown. And I'm interested to see where this goes. Apparently the match was great. As you see here, it says it was a great match with Ciampa getting the win. So, yeah. Pete Dunne and Tommaso Ciampa possibly getting looked at for the main roster. And here's what we got to talk about with all of this. Tommaso Ciampa last week at NXT New Year's Evil lost to Braun Breaker, dropping to Braun Breaker the NXT Championship. Ciampa then sent out a tweet that said, thank you. And it had I think, and let me look this up to be completely honest, or completely factual here. Because I think it had gold and black hearts that he uses sometimes. Ciampa. Yes, so it said, thank you, gold, black heart, gold heart. We sent that out and people go, oh, is Ciampa done with NXT? What is going on here? And then we learned that next week, and when this match was announced, no one thought anything of it at first. Pete Dunne will be taking on Tony D'Angelo in a, crowbar on a pole match. But now after seeing this, Ciampa and Dunne working the main roster, working a dark match before SmackDown, is Dunne going to lose tomorrow night to Tony D'Angelo as his kind of send-off in NXT? His farewell, his goodbye before he comes to the main roster. Now, we have heard in the past, Ciampa doesn't want to work the main roster because he doesn't want to work that main roster schedule. And I guess you could say nowadays, and this was 2019 when he said that. when they brought up him and Johnny as a tag team, and they brought up Black and Ricochet as a tag team, and they were going to build those two teams up or whatever and whatnot. But thinking about it, it's like, does he want to work the main roster? He had said in an interview one time, I'll retire before I work WWE's main roster. But I think that was all about him not wanting to work the schedule. WWE is more relaxed with their schedule now. They don't work as much. There's a lot of quote-unquote super shows. So if you need a day off, they're more easily capable of giving you that day off. But I just don't know if Ciampa would have that kind of flexibility to go, I don't want to work this weekend. Like a Bryan Danielson in the past, or even The Miz has done, or Roman Reigns, But it's interesting that they got a look. They had a match together. And the same thing happened here with Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano before they left the company, before they let their contracts expire. They worked a match before a SmackDown. They faced each other. Gargano picked up the victory, and then ultimately both men let their contract expire. I don't know the contract situation right now with Ciampa. Dunn reportedly re-signed. His contract came up at the same time as Adam Cole, and Dunn reportedly re-signed. So it's like Dunn either sticks around in NXT and whatever there, or he comes to the main roster. And I wouldn't mind seeing Pete Dunne on the main roster. I mean, give me Pete Dunne versus Seth Rollins. Give me Pete Dunne versus Ricochet. Give me Pete Dunne versus Sheamus. Give me Pete Dunne versus Cesaro. Give me Pete Dunne versus Drew frickin' McIntyre. The options are endless. And same with Ciampa. Ciampa could have some absolute bangers on the main roster, but this doesn't 100% mean they're coming to the main roster, because we've seen a lot of NXT talent get main roster looks like this and stay in NXT. Odyssey Jones, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai, just to name a few. They all worked dark matches before Raws and SmackDowns, most of them SmackDowns, and then just went back to NXT. We did see Aaliyah do this and come up. Xia Li did this, come up. Where's Xia Li been? She appeared, 1 week? And they're done with it already? 2 weeks, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat or the comments below. Did Xia Li actually... Hold on. Xia Li... I can't remember if she actually... I know she came and saved Naomi. Did they actually team? I can't remember. Xia Li did not work an actual match on SmackDown yet. Yeah, no. She did the one thing where she ran in and saved Naomi, and that was it. All this build-up for Xia Li, the protector, Xia Li, and then nothing came of it. But back to Ciampa and Dunn. Ciampa and Dunn could be coming to the main roster. I mean, we may have seen the write-off in NXT of Tommaso Ciampa. Tomorrow we may see the write-off in NXT of Pete Dunne. So, I don't know. I really don't know what this could mean, because, again, like I said, some NXT stars have gotten a look like this, came up, stayed. Some got a look, went back, stayed in NXT. So, hey, I would love to see them both come to the main roster. We got all these new names in NXT. I'm not saying that they're not needed in NXT, because if Pete Dunne and Tommaso Ciampa can make any brand great, it would any brand would benefit. But they've done all that they can do in NXT. I mean, Pete Dunne, you can say NXT champion. I don't think Pete Dunne needs the NXT championship, because he held the NXT UK title for so long, defending it in NXT UK and in normal NXT. So I think, again, both of them have done all that they can really do in NXT. I mean, giving Pete Dunne the title would be cool, but I don't even think that's needed, to be honest. Looking here, we do have two more quick stories to talk about. Talk about Pete Dunne, Tommaso Ciampa, and you look at his history. He was a big deal. A lot of his, early career was with Ring of Honor. We know that Ring of Honor is restructuring their company. They're changing things up, as you would say. They've basically released everybody from the company, and they said we will be back with a new, re-envisioned Ring of Honor in April. And when they said that after Final Battle, or during, after, before, whatever, we didn't really know much. The last thing we saw at the end of Final Battle was Ring of Honor returns next April. Well, this morning, Ring of Honor has confirmed their next plans as Ring of Honor put out the following press release stating, Ring of Honor returns to live wrestling with Supercard of Honor, slated for Friday, April 1st at the Curtis Colwell Center in Dallas-Fort Worth. Tickets for the annual pay-per-view extravaganza go on sale Friday, January 21st at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central for Honor Club members, and Friday, January 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central for the general public. Since 2006, Supercard of Honor has been the stage for some of Ring of Honor's most memorable and historic matches featuring the best wrestlers on the planet. Keep it locked into Ring of Honor. Keep it locked into ROHWrestling.com and ROH's social media channels for Supercard of Honor announcements. No matches have been announced. No wrestlers have been announced. One would assume that we'll get all the champions there. You know, we'll get, and I almost don't want to say this because it's an Impact spoiler, but we'll get Jonathan Gresham. We'll get Roxy or whoever's the women's champion by then. Tag team champions and this and that. And we'll see where this all goes and who gets announced and what matches we do see. It is interesting right now that Ring of Honor basically has two world champions. Bandito, who could not defend the title due to COVID at Final Battle, and Jonathan Gresham. So I would assume, and this is just me spitballing an idea, April 1st, the main event of Supercard of Honor is a unification match. It is the original champion, Bandito, defending against the now current, maybe what you want to call interim champion in Jonathan Gresham. So that's what I think could main event Supercard of Honor on April 1st. But it is good that they did put this out there. Tickets go on sale this week next week and the week after, depending on if you're a Honor Club member or a general public. So WrestleMania weekend, they did officially announce their WrestleMania weekend show. And finally, the last little news thing I want to talk about really super quickly, Brock Lesnar. Basically, on the same wavelength as a Hulk Hogan and a Stone Cold Steve Austin, as WWE tweeted out the following. Let me pull this up here. With his win at WWE Day 1, Brock Lesnar is now tied for the 5th most WWE Championship reigns of all time. So as you look at this graphic, it shows that at 5th place with 6 WWE title reigns. Now that's just the WWE Championship, not the old world title or the Universal title. 6 times. Also with 6, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan. At 4 with 8 is The Rock. At 3 with 9 is Triple H. At 10 with 2 is Randy Orton. Or at 2 with 10 is Randy Orton. And number 1, most reigns as WWE Champion. 13 reigns, John Cena. But now I wanted to look something up. With the Universal title, how many reigns does Brock actually have? That is my question. So let's go Brock Lesnar. I know I should have looked this up beforehand, but we can do it really, really quick. Brock Lesnar as Universal Champion has... Let's go to the bottom of the page. All right. Brock Lesnar has... 9 times altogether. 3-time Universal Champion, 6-time WWE Champion. You mix those together, you cram those together, do your math, it's 9. So he's a 9-time World Champion in WWE, which is really cool. Which is really, 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 really cool. But I just wanted to bring that because it's a cool little news note that he's now tied Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin 5th for most reigns as the WWE Champion. With that, that's all the news. But the last thing I want to talk about was tonight's Monday Night Raw, as 3 things have so far been announced for tonight's show. Right now, we do know that we will be getting the journey of Alexa Bliss's return to Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss has been out for, I want to say 4 months now, maybe 5. I don't think we've seen her since Extreme Rules. And my Amazon thing went off. But we haven't seen her since Extreme Rules. And so tonight, we're finally going to see what Bliss has been up to. And I hope I hope she's not a Fiend character still. I hope they bring back regular 5 Feet of Fury Alexa. As far as matches do go, we got a number one contenders match. It's a triple threat match with Bianca Belair, Doudrop, and Liv Morgan. The winner of this match will then move on to the Royal Rumble and challenge Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. And speaking of championships, the Raw Tag titles are on the line tonight as RK Bro, Matt Riddle, or just Riddle, and Randy Orton defending against the Alpha Academy in Chad Gable and Otis. And Chad Gable says Otis, the 4 most dangerous letters in all of professional wrestling. So far, and I'm going to go double check WWE's Twitter really fast because maybe I missed something. So far, that is everything that has been announced for tonight's Monday Night Raw. WWE. Double check in. Live on the air. Triple threat. Tag titles. Miz confirmed he thinks he's going to be on the show tonight. You never know. His segment could be pulled. But Miz sent out a tweet basically saying that he's going to be on Raw. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah. WWE just has right here tag titles, triple threat, number one contenders match, and the return of Alexa Bliss. So that's all we got so far for tonight's Monday Night Raw. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here January 10th, 2022 for the Wrestling Wrap-Up. We talked a number of stories like Sasha Banks, WWE's new Forbidden Door in the Rumble, Nakamura's injured, and more. If you missed any of this, you can always go back on YouTube and rewatch the video. Or if you say, I don't want to watch the video, you can go and listen to it on any podcast platform you use. Well, not any, most. If there is a podcast platform that you use for audio podcast and we're not on it, let me know and I'll figure out a way to get us on there. But we're on a lot of them like Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, and more. So with that, guys, if you're watching live, then remember, I'll be live again later on tonight for Monday Night Raw. Well, have a great Monday. Have a great week as it's a new week, a new day. And I'll see you guys later.